Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And LaCresha.
and welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today, we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 4, Episode 9, Comedy Queens, darling. But before we get into it, as always, I have to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. We are so close to 400 subscribers, so just go ahead and subscribe and help us get to our goal, please. And thank you. We are a fun time. You can always change your mind later, but don't. Um, so what did we think of this roast episode?
Um, this was actually a pretty decent episode.
It was a pretty decent episode for a pretty decent roast. It started strong and it just went
hmm Hmm.
But yeah, we have our
There were
top
no
four.
peaks, no valleys, just
Hmm.
straight plane crash.
We have our top four, and three of them are my top three.
Don't we have
Actually,
the same top three? No.
no, I don't think we. Let me see if I have it written down here. I probably don't know in me because I haven't updated this thing in forever. Let's see. Drag Race predictions. Let's see. Okay. No, I didn't. The last thing I wrote down was
One,
Secret Celebrity.
two. Okay, I have two of my three.
I have three of the four because I have Cheddar, I have Danny
Yep.
Beard, and Black Pepper.
I have cheddar in jumpers.
And see, I was close to putting Jombers in mine because I really love me some Jombers episode one. I really did. But anyway, let's
And I'm
get.
in love with Danny Beard.
Oh, oh, baby, Danny Beard.
And I'm like, I should have put some Danny Beard in there.
Oh, Danny Beard. So let's go ahead and share the screen so we can get up in this gig. So we start off the episode after the non-elimination, the double Shantae,
Hey.
and they were congratulated on doing the double Shantae. And then
hmm
Pixie lets everyone know that Miss Black Pepper is the lip sync assassin of the season.
hmm
And I agree. I agree. I hate that
Yeah.
she had to lip sync so many times. Do I agree with each time she lip synced? Trying to think.
Oh, not the first one.
Yeah, I did. That was the design challenge. Remember that should have been her and Jombers in the bottom instead of her and
Mm,
Copper Top. Remember that?
mm.
Yeah, I think I've agreed with all her bottom placements. I think I have. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all remember what we say better than I do. But yeah. And Danny is a little pressed that she didn't get the win. Like, Danny, you have three. Let other people get some. But it's okay, honey. It's okay.
You just say the same thing to cheddar, but
My goodness gracious, honey. But yeah, we come into the next day. They roll into the room. They have a sit down. They congratulate Cheddar on getting that fourth badge. And
mm-hmm.
RuPaul pops up for the Ru mail. Ru enters the room in this lovely suit, honey.
Yes,
The only thing
yes, with the
is,
Louis
these are,
Vuitton boots on.
but the only thing is, it looks like it's two different fabrics. They don't really match.
It is two different fabrics.
I'm
You've
like, honey,
got
if
a
you're gonna give us this velvet experience, give us the full velvet
it.
experience.
Is it velvet? Because
It,
it
I
looks
think
like satin.
maybe it is satin. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you're gonna give us satin, give us the whole satin experience, honey. Like we didn't see you come in here looking toe up. So you could have gave us a moment if you would have gave us that full satin moment. Anyway,
Mm.
we find out that this week it's the general erection roast. So basically, they're politicians and they have to roast each other as well as the former competitors.
Yeah.
And as the winners of last week lip sync, both Black Pepper and Jombers Blonde gets to choose the order that the queens perform in. So they sit down, they discuss, and Cheddar was put in last.
Mm. Even though they requested to be somewhere in the beginning.
Oh, that was so her. This was her face. Like, excuse me.
Like, wait,
I
what?
strictly said I wanted to be in the
I
beginning.
specifically said that I wanted to be in the beginning. Ugh,
And
okay.
like I understood Black Pepper and Copper Top not wanting to go first or last. Not Copper Top, Lord Jombers Blonde.
I
But
was like, who?
I would have split up just a little differently.
Mm,
I think because here's my thing. I want to sabotage people, but I also want to put on a good show.
right.
So I would have Danny close because I'm like, we know for a fact Danny's gonna slay.
Yes.
I would have gave Copper first. Copper, Lord. I would have gave Cheddar first,
Better first.
then give it to Pixie because at this point I'm thinking Pixie's gonna slay because I'm
Right.
really shocked she didn't.
Right.
We'll get to that. Then maybe throw Peppa, Jombers, and then end it with Danny. So where we're screwing some people, but we're still gonna put on a good show. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Give the people what they want.
Yeah. But yeah, she was upset with it. They had a moment with Eileen Bay. I believe that's how you say her last name. I'm shocked she wasn't the guest judge for the week.
Right?
Like, could they only get her for one day or something? I don't know. Don't get me wrong, Ollie did a great job, but I was like, she was hilarious in this moment. Especially between her and Jombers. That was so funny. That was so funny. I really enjoyed their banter.
And her and Danny. I want to get read by you, not in those shoes.
Not in those shoes, baby. Oh, I almost stood off my couch. I almost stood up because I was sitting right there. Right there. And I'm like, you know what, Danny? Danny's gonna be, to me, is gonna be one of those queens like Bianca. You're gonna go up to them and you just want them to read you. Like, I really want Bianca Del Rio to read me. I want her to read me good too. Like, hurt my feelings, please. Hurt my feelings.
Just do it.
But yeah, so they all got a moment with her. It was fun. It was cool. Now, let's talk about Black Pepper real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that she came in so defeated from the jump.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that I'm not completely comfortable doing. But I'm always going to go in guns a-blazing and try my very best. To me, she was already defeated before it even started. Oh, I'm not funny. Oh, I don't know how to do this. It's a comedy challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, go in there. You got to go in there with the right mind frame.
Right. And I thought she'd got some confidence, especially after old girl was like, now see, that was funny.
And it's just like, I hate that she does that. We see that with a lot of queens. They come in, they're like, oh, I'm not that person. We know. But I think Trinity the Tuck is probably a prime example of going in there and doing something you're not comfortable with and shining.
Right. And now
because if you think of her on season 9, those comedy challenges she killed. And she would tell you going into it, this ain't my thing. But honey, I'm here and we're going to do this. That's how you got to approach it. So I hated seeing that self-defeatedness already. And I'm like, well, hell, might as well just go lip sync now. You done gave up.
Right.
Because I know if for some weird reason I end up on this television program, I promise you,
not a lick of drag.
Baby, stranger things has happened, honey.
Hey, Shangela went in there and she only had 4 months worth, so
that part. And I want to say Valentina didn't have much experience before her first season. But anyway, there's several categories like acting and comedy that I've never actually I've done comedy, but the acting, and although I do sing, I've never performed in a group. You know what I'm saying? My singing experience was a choir. We stood there.
Right.
We weren't one of them choirs that the most we did was this. That was it. So the dancing and the comedy and all this stuff, that would be out of my comfort zone, but I'm still going to go in guns a-blazing. You know what I'm saying? And if I fail, then I fail. But I'm going to go in there and give 100. You're already saying, oh, I'm not good. You're going in with just 50%. Probably less.
Right? If you go in with a defeatist attitude, then you're going to be defeated.
And I can understand after so many lip syncs, you're just like, damn it, another one. But honey, you gotta come in better. You gotta come in better. I love you, but you're not winning next week. Yeah, and that really does hurt my feelings. So hopefully you get you a little bit more confidence. You come back for versus the world, maybe a UK All Stars if they get that in order, and come back and show the world that you can do things. You can, because I can see it. Just like the lady said, she had some pretty funny stuff. It's just the confidence wasn't there.
Exactly. You just gotta, like they told Jada, just deliver it like you're talking to your girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we're moving onwards to the main stage. What did you think of this look?
I I actually love this look. I don't know how
I
you felt about it, but
freaking loved it.
I was like, okay, mama.
I was like, oh,
I
and
said,
plus,
she said,
and
lady in
just a little
red
cherry on
women's.
top is my favorite color as well.
Hey.
I was just like, oh, now, ooh, head to toe, head to toe, amazing, amazing. This, RuPaul, she had the stunt on the kids. She's like, I missed a week, and I came back, gave y'all a little classic look. Now I'm finna stunt. I'm finna stunt. I am.
She
I
said,
am.
let me just put my heel on your throat. Just a
Just
little.
for a quick second, just to remind you, I am Mama Ru.
I
Uh,
am that bitch.
we were joined by Michelle, Alan Carr, which I'm so glad he's been the one we saw most of this season. I'm so happy
Mm-hmm.
about that. And we're joined by Ollie Alexander of Years and Years. Big fan of Years, always have been. Um, you know that song that I play a lot, that Chasing After Midnight? That's him and
Mm.
Kylie Minogue.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was happy to see Ollie, even though I think I would have preferred the comedian that they had yesterday. But Ollie gave some pretty great critiques. Pretty great critiques. I enjoyed Ollie. I did. So another shot of Rue. Another shot of Rue. So now it's time for the roast. Now, before we go over the individual performances, what did we think overall of the general erection roast?
Well, like we kind of already stated, like it started off real strong
Mhm.
and it just kind of crashed.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, we said it earlier. It started pretty good. Great, actually. Started
Mm-hmm.
great. But as we went, the more and more I started reaching for my phone, started looking at other things. I'm like, okay, honey, can we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think I fell asleep towards the end there.
But let's get into it. Here are the eliminated queens. Now, I got a shot that shows their outfits a little better because
Mhm.
Starlet didn't have to come up in here stunk like she did.
Right? She said,
Oh,
I'm gonna give you
oh, everybody else
Barbara.
looked good, but Starlet.
She said, I'm gonna give you Barbie Roberts, ma'am.
Oh, I can't wait to show y'all that shot. Okay. Anyway, so up first we had Danny Beard. What did you think of Danny's performance? Well, of a
Danny's freaking
roast.
amazing.
It was amazing.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Top tier. Like, this is
Yes.
probably one of the funniest roasts I've ever seen. Like, her and Jinx, like, just, oh my goodness.
Oh
My,
my god, you get them together, you leaving in stitches for real.
oh my, throw Bob in there. Oh, oh, throw some Bianca in there. Oh, I mean, on the
Oh,
floor,
oh,
gasping for air. I'm laughing so hard.
I need this tour.
Oh, once upon a time, I think they did a tour with a lot of the comedy queens.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back before I started going to the shows and to the bars and whatnot. So I wish they would do something similar to that now. But one thing I want to do next year, I really want to get into going to see the girls and also the local drag scene. It's been so long since I've
If
been
you
in a
would
bar.
bring your booty to Austin, we could go to a Sunday drag brunch
Yeah, it's been so
before I
long
drive
since
you
I
home.
have supported local drag. I'm like, ugh, because back when I was in college and even several years after that, I lived at S4, that's Station 4 in Dallas, for y'all who don't know. And I just loved it. I talked about how I met Latrice Royale before I realized that was Latrice Royale. Because I'm not sure if I shared this story on here. It was one night, me and my friend Fantasia. Hey, honey, how you doing? She lives in San Diego now. We went and we watched the show. It was lovely. She did great. And afterwards, they were walking around on the dance floor. And we started talking because I'm a tall person. I stick out.
Mm-hmm.
So Latrice came up and, we're talking and I'm just talking with her, like having a great conversation. This was before I started watching Drag Race.
Ooh.
So I'm sitting there and I'll never forget the outfit she wore. She had this, the makeup was everything. But anyway, we're sitting there, we're talking, having a great time. Probably like a year or so later, I start watching Drag Race and I started with season 4 because that was the season they started with on Hulu. Baby, when Latrice walked up in there, I'm like, I know her.
Why do I know her?
So yeah, I was sitting there having a good old time with Latrice. And at that time, everybody would have known that was Latrice too. I just didn't. I was behind, okay? I was behind because
look at you now.
Because at that time, All Stars 2, no, season 8 was just going. That was when I started catching up. Like, okay, let me get into this Drag Race gig, honey. I don't know why I've been waiting. Let's get into it. And I'm like, child. But yeah, that's my little story with Latrice. I'm not even sure if she remembers, but I will never forget that because once I realized who that was, I'm like, God dog it. I
met Latrice and didn't realize
it. I didn't even get a picture.
No autograph.
Nothing. But yeah, Danny, you did an amazing job, honey. You really did. And then we go to Jombers Blonde, who I did not expect her to do as good as she did.
Right.
Baby, she
got a couple good chuckles out of me.
She had several good chuckles out of me. And I just wasn't expecting it. I'm like, because honestly, I really thought Jombers was going home this episode. I'm like, it would make sense. She's the only one without a badge. But baby, she got up there and I'm like, oh, she got a couple jokes.
Hey.
And I just loved how she was acting drunk at the beginning. And every time something didn't go exactly right, she'll just go, I'm drunk. I'm like,
I'm drunk. I'm pissed.
That worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Good job, Jombers. Good job.
I'm
glad that RuPaul is saying Jombers' name.
Alcohol.
Yeah, I'm glad that RuPaul is saying Jombers' name because for the longest RuPaul wouldn't say it. But ever since RuPaul came back from her week break, she's been saying Jombers' full name. I'm like, okay. Up next is Black Peppa.
It was cute.
Was it?
It was humbling.
I did
the
like
outfit's
that.
Great.
I did like that she was aware that she was bombing, so she's like, "Just laugh, please.
Just laugh, please."
I was like, "Okay, I'm glad she's in on it," but at the same time, she's just doing so
bad,
so bad, and I hated watching it. I'm like, "No, Peppa, no."
Yes, because it crashed and burned bad.
Oh, and we know Mo Hart does good at a roast, honey. So come on. I guess that didn't pass on in the in the gene pool.
In the gene pool,
it didn't pass on to Black Peppa. Up next is Pixie Polite.
Long distance children.
I am really shocked Pixie didn't slay this. I was fully expecting Pixie to come out. Now I didn't think she was gonna be good at Danny. But I thought it was gonna be similar to like Jombers. I'm like, I'm gonna get some good laughs out of here.
And got none.
I didn't chuckle not once. I think she probably did the worst out of the 5. Because at least with Black Pepper, I chuckled at the just laugh parts. I'm like, okay, since you asked me to, I will.
Right. Let me be polite.
But yeah, I didn't get any from Pixie, and it was just she was the main one. I'm looking around like, okay, want to look at my phone, see what's going on Twitter.
Okay. That apparently isn't going to exist for very much longer.
Oh, that was a fun night to be on Twitter. That was so fun. Oh, that was so fun. People cracking their jokes, sharing pictures that they shouldn't be sharing. And it was too fun. It was a good night. It was a good night on Twitter. It was. And then we had Cheddar Gorgeous. I will give her this. She started good and she ended good. The rest was terrible.
Yes.
I love the joke at the end saying that my kind will not eat your children alive. I was like, ha-ha! Like, where was that? Where was
Mm.
that? Like, if you were gonna lean into the whole lizard alien thing, you really should have leaned into it. And at times, I forget who said it, but it felt like Cheddar was a instructor or a professor, and she was lecturing to us. I forget who said it. Somebody
I
said it.
don't.
It might have
I
been.
just remember the quote about it being a stage play.
I think it was a review I was watching. Maybe that's where I got that from. But I was like,
Mm.
when they said that, I'm like, yes, it feels like she's a professor and she's giving a lecture, not doing a roast.
Right.
But she had a good joke at the beginning, a good joke at the end. So I'll give her that. But the rest was no, no,
Yeah.
no. So the category is Pretty and Punk. Up first is Danny Beard. Yes,
Yes.
yes. It gives me very similar to what the Vivian wore in season one. I want to say it was episode one for her hometown look, but it was a more red tartan color.
Mm-hmm.
It was very similar to that, but this still looks good. I like it. I like it. Up next is Jomber's Blonde. Honestly, if the pin wasn't there, I wouldn't know this was Punk.
That part.
It's still cute,
Mm-hmm. I
but
wish
like
you
it's
went with different hair.
yeah, it's a soft two. It's a very soft one. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
Uh, this was gorgeous.
Honestly, I thought this might have saved her.
Yes,
She
me
came out of
too.
this, I'm like, ooh, now for outfit, we've seen it before, outfit saving queens. I'm like, if she ain't in the
Mm-hmm.
bottom, this is why. Because
Yep.
this is
This is
right.
yes, gorgeous.
Oh my goodness. I'm just in love. As the All Stars 5 girls would say, I'm in love. I'm in love. This was just so good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, just look at all the beads. Like, you could tell this took time.
Yes.
This took time. I don't know if she made it or had somebody else made it, but it's good. Love the hair. And I love with the
Mm-hmm.
braids on the side of the mohawk. It's little details like that that just
Mm-hmm.
it just means ooh, it just puts a chill in my back. I love it. Up next is Pixie Polite.
What was this? And that looks like a bleeding vagine, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
With a really ugly clit.
I don't like this. But
I don't see.
I will say I do like the way it moves though. It flowed lovely down the runway.
Right.
But no, I don't like this.
No.
No, I don't like this at all. And then Cheddar Gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I love this. I was like, yeah, honestly, this looks like something Cheddar probably already had in her closet.
She said it was vintage.
She didn't want to say how vintage because she's had it for so many years. But
Mm.
this looks like something she's like, oh, I know exactly. Let me dig in the closet. Let me look in a couple of cases here. Aha, I found it.
Aha.
I knew it was somewhere. Found it. But yeah, I thought this was amazing. I love the three spiked mohawk. I love
Mm-hmm.
all the pieces that she put on her face here. Like this was a great
The
look for
lipstick
Elisa.
is right.
Oh, correct. Correct. So we have our top five here. Who had your favorite look?
Black pepper.
I agree. Black Pepper, hands down. This just was everything.
Yes, it wasn't quite her episode, but yes, that was.
So typically we don't talk about Untucked, but
But
the queens came back. And look at this bitch. Oh! Oh!
she said, "Let me give you a little finale for you."
And have you been seeing her looks that she's been posting every week?
No, I have
Oh,
not.
go to her
Yes.
Instagram. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Bain. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. You know, they're cute too, but look at it. Oh, and I almost didn't recognize Copper here. I kept having to look. I'm like, who is that? Who is
Because she
that?
wasn't in red.
It was not in LaFille, honey. What do we got on here? In this wig?
I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be, honestly.
Now that's sad when Just May looks better than you. Because I lived
Ugh.
for what Just May had on. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cute, mama. But yeah, it was nice to see all the queens back together. But back on the main
Get
stage,
the
we find
gang back
out that the
together.
winner of this week's roast is Danny Beard. Do you agree?
Yes.
I agree as well. I'm like, they could have gave it to Jombers to let her have a win going into the finale, but Danny completely slayed. So I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
who else you gonna give it to? But yeah, so I think she did an amazing job. And we find out that our bottom two is Black Peppa and Pixie Polite. Do you agree with this bottom two placement?
Yeah.
I do. I do. I think if it was me, I think this outfit might have saved her for me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but she did do bad in the roast. She really did. She really did. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with this bottom too. They lip sync to Another Woman Bites the Dust, Ow, by Queen. I'm shocked we haven't done more Queen songs, and I'm glad we got two this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad we got two this year. Maybe they cost a little bit more money to license, so they're like, let's get some more money in here. But yeah, so it was nice to have a Queen song. What do we think of the lip sync performance?
I think that Black Pepper did like really, really good. I don't know what Pixie was doing.
Listen, Black Peppa did so fucking good.
Like
She
Black
did
Pepper did her thing, and like all the little jumps and stuff made sense this time.
yes. And with Pixie, she started off good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, Pixie, I'm like, you're not gonna win, but it looks like you putting up a little fight. But
But she just
then,
stayed so one note, and then she fell.
but then she fell. And to me, although she did keep going, she got right back up. You could see it in her face. Like that really shook her. And
Mm-hmm.
it seems like she never fully connected back to the lip sync for me. And then
Mm-hmm.
Black Peppa just really just kept shining. Just kept
Yes.
shining. Like it was such I really enjoyed watching Black Peppa. I really did. But yeah, Pixie just never really connected back to the song.
Mm-hmm. She never got back into it.
No, she was probably in pain from the fall, honey.
Right?
I thought this was funny though. I did. I was like, okay, okay. But RuPaul made her decision,
Mm-hmm.
and Black Peppa is going to the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 4. Do you
Everybody, the black sclera's on. I love it.
do you agree with Black Peppa winning this lip sync?
Yes.
I do too. I'm like, she won the lip sync. She did. Which
Yes.
means, unfortunately, we must say goodbye to Miss Polite herself, Pixie. So we have a top four. We have these queens here. So, are you Team Peppa, Team Cheddar, Team Danny, or Team Jombers? State it now. Who do you think is winning next week?
Like for real, who I
Like
think
for
is
real,
winning?
for real. Like who's walking away with the crown next week?
Um, I would hope it would be Danny,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's gonna be Cheddar.
Okay, so who's the final decision? Heart or mind?
I think it's gonna be Cheddar.
Okay, so you are officially Team Cheddar. And see, I have a very similar thing. I'm like, I'm torn between Cheddar and Danny because they both have 4 wins. Now, Cheddar did have a few low placements this season, but
Mm-hmm.
they typically don't particularly care about,
The rest
the
of the
track
season.
record. For all we know, Jumbers could walk out with the win next week.
Oh my
Um,
god. Oh my god. That would be a gag.
oh my, I promise you, on Thanksgiving, if that happens, I shit you not, because we'll be together on Thanksgiving. I'm getting on this here computer right then and there, ranting, screaming. Why? Like, it kind of made sense with Electra bonding. It kind of did, because the judging is so stupid in Italy. There were several weeks she should have been high and or won. So I wasn't too upset, even though I was very confused about it.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, I wish they would. But anyway, I'm torn between Danny and Cheddar as well. They both did such an amazing job. Oh, I'm going to say, I think I'm gonna agree with you and say Team Cheddar. No, Team Danny. I changed my mind. Team Danny. Team Danny. Like I said, I'm torn. I'm torn.
Torn in between the two.
The two. I really am torn between them. I think I'm gonna go with Team Danny. I think I am. You know, they're both in my top 3, so I'm gonna get a point either way. But I think I'm gonna go with Team Danny. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Danny.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I think this is the hardest one this year. Be like, who's gonna win? Everybody else, we had a pretty good guess. Like, oh, it's gonna be this person, this person, this person. This is so freaking close. Honestly, if they did the weird editing and made it a double win, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I really wouldn't. I'm like, you know what? Makes sense. Both of the winners. It's not like they're winning any money. Out of any series to have double winners, I would be okay with UK doing it, because ain't nobody getting no money. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Danny. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Danny. I'm gonna go with my mind, because my heart says Cheddar, because I really want Cheddar to win, but my mind is saying Danny. And I think I'm gonna go with my mind on this one. So Team Danny, Team Cheddar, let us know which team you are on down in the comments below. Are you Team Black Pepper, Team Cheddar Gorgeous, Team Danny Beard, or Team Jombers Blonde? Let us know down in the comments. So we find out next week they will be performing a mega mix to the Drag Race anthems. And I was sitting there and I'm like, no, no remix. I was really looking forward to another Christmas remix. I'm like, that could be y'all's thing, doing remix to your Christmas songs.
Hey,
I was really looking forward to another Hey Sis. It's Christmas. Because you know how much we love that one. Was that our best one for last year? I want to say that was number 1. I'm getting ready to post those back on this.
No, wasn't that earlier this year though?
Huh?
So didn't that one go earlier this year?
That was just season 12. But sometime in December, we're gonna post last year's rankings. Not all at the same time. But we're gonna post them for those who didn't see them on our previous channel. But I want to say Hey Sis It's Christmas was our number 1 ranked remix for last year. I'll have to double check. For those who've been watching us for that long, let us know down below. I want to say it was, because we were fighting between Hey Sis It's Christmas and Celebrating from Holland. Because you were fighting for Hey Sis, I was fighting for And We're Celebrating.
Brady.
But yeah, I'm kind of sad we're not going to get
the only good thing that came out of Holland.
Only good thing. Only. Oh, that season, I'm still mad. Still mad how they did My Sis Love My Sissy. Oh, and Keta Minaj. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Keta Minaj. That was upsetting.
It was. We have our wish list, because we now heard that there's a good chance that US is going to host the next Versus the World. So, that's coming before the end of the year, our wish list for that. I'm telling you now, Keta's on there. Just letting you know off the jump.
I know.
RuPaul would appreciate Keta. Well, at least I hope RuPaul would. I hope RuPaul would. But anyway.
You would think.
But we also see the 3 winners return: Vivian, Lawrence, and Crystal. And I'm living for these 2 looks. Crystal, honey, what we got on here?
I don't know.
Crystal normally slays when it comes to the runways. But this one is a no.
Just like decided I wanted to be the weed queen this year.
Like I don't get to it. But yeah, it's
He
nice to
said,
see
I
y'all
am
too.
20 now. I'm evolving.
Yeah, so it's nice that all the winners are here. I love that. So
Lawrence just looks like
I love Lawrence.
Henry VIII.
Not Henry VIII. But yes, next week we have a finale. We're wrapping up UK series 4. I'm Team Danny. She's Team Cheddar. Honestly, it's gonna be one of the two. Let's just be real.
Let's just be
Let's
honest.
be honest. It's gonna be one
Because
of the
Peppa
two.
was in the bottom too many times. Jompers has no
Hey, if they do
Rugadges.
some sort of lip sync situation, that might get Black Pepper at least top 2.
Hey,
Because they're doing the mega mix, but who say they aren't gonna do like a lip sync for the crown for the second half of the show?
hey.
Because it seems like everybody's doing a lip sync for the crown now. Because Philippines did it.
Mm-hmm.
We do it every year for the US, except for this past year, they did a top 2 lip sync. And then All Star 7 did a lip sync for the crown as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just have to wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. But I
Right.
think we should go ahead and wrap things up here. Carisha, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Cretia McGill. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all shortly.